Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so good morning or good afternoon. This is probably a little weird. This is the first time I've ever done this, so we're going to see how this goes. While I'm talking through these things, one of the things I kind of want you to be thinking about in the back of your head is this weird that Mr. Beckwith's not here, but he's still talking to me right now? Hopefully you won't be getting in any trouble while I'm doing this, because you know how much I hate it when you guys talk while I'm talking. So if you're talking right now, table 7 or table 3, where am I backwards? No, table 6. Cut it out. All right, so here we go. We're going to talk about density a little bit because we did not do so good on the checkpoint quiz a couple of weeks ago, specifically with our relative density questions. So in this first video, we're going to just really briefly talk about what more dense and less dense mean, just as a refresher. I think you guys are pretty good with that. Where we really got tripped up was when we had to look at a picture and then interpret what was going on. Now the assignment that you're going to do today is I'm going to give you a picture and you're going to have to create some statements. I'm going to give you another picture and you're going to give me some true-false statements based on some statements that I give you. And then, of course, there'll be a CER in there as well. Maybe 2. I haven't written the assignment yet, so we'll see how you guys do right now. Okay, so the first thing I want to look at real quick is just real briefly going over more dense and less dense. So hopefully everybody remembers that if something is more dense, it literally means that the molecules are more packed together. And so it's going to sink. If something's less dense, the molecules are more spread apart, so it's going to float. So more dense sinks, less dense floats. Now we've talked about that a lot. I think everybody's pretty good with that. Okay? This is where we got tripped up. They would give us a picture, and then we would have to interpret statements about this picture. All right? So here's the strategy I'm going to teach you that hopefully will help you the next time you have to answer a question like this. And it's really, really easy. All right? What you're going to do is you're going to number every item that's listed from top to bottom. So you're going to start at the top. So with this one, substance X is on the very top. So I'm going to just number it 1. Oil is the next highest. I'm going to number it 2. Substance Y is the next. I'm going to number it 3. Water is on the bottom. I'm going to number it 4. Now, it doesn't matter if you have 2 or 20 items in a density tower like this. As long as you start at the top and just number 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down. Okay? Now, when we get a question like, or a statement that says something to the effect of, substance X is more dense than oil. Now some of you can look at that statement and know immediately that it's false. But for some of you, you may have to think about a little bit about it. But here's where our strategy comes in. Anytime I see substance X, I'm going to write that 1 above it. Anytime I see oil, I'm going to write a 2 above it. Then I'm going to cross out dense. Now let's read the statement with my changes. 1 is more than 2. Does that make any sense? No, of course not. That's a false statement. It's also false to say substance X is more dense than oil. If substance X was more dense than oil, it would be sinking below it. Okay? Now, the correct answer on our checkpoint quiz for this particular diagram was this. Substance X is less dense than water. All right? So let's use this strategy again. All right? Substance X, that's my 1. Water's a 4. mark out dense. Replace 1 with substance X, 4 with water. 1 is less than 4. Is that a true statement? Absolutely it is. So where this is correct, this is false. Now, for some of you, this may be more confusing than the other way. But if you did not score well on the 5.5 A1 checkpoint quiz, it was probably because of this question and the other 2 questions like it. So I want you to try this strategy today. Now, if you try it and you're still confused, that's okay. We'll talk about it when I get back on Monday and maybe try something else. All right? Now, the next video that you're going to see, I'm going to set up a density tower for you. And I'm going to show you some common liquids and how they are more dense and less dense, and how when we mix them together, you'll actually be able to see the changes as the more dense liquids sink to the bottom and the less dense liquids rise to the top. Hopefully you were paying good attention to this video, because I would hate for your teacher to have to play it again because you were talking while I was talking, and you know how much that annoys me. All right, hope you guys have a good rest of your Friday. I'll be back in just a second while your teacher loads the second video.